down around Cincinnati. Mostly it was to protect General Electric.
Gotcha,
So
gotcha.
We set that up.
So John, why don't you start out with your name and what branch of service and
John
when you-
McCarter, then Quartermaster in the Army, and I went in the Army in January 1959, and had 2 years active duty, and then 6 years on top of that reserve. So I had a total of 8 years as part of my commitment to Uncle Sam, and so I did Quartermaster. We did all the supplies, and we actually, after I left we were part of 2nd Army, and we had 23 officers here at Little Fort Hays, and we basically took care of 20th Corps, which was all the reserve units in the tri-state area.
Okay.
And so,
And where did, I see you were an officer, what school did you go to?
Kent State.
Oh, Kent State, okay.
Lou
Great.
Holtz.
Mhm.
We had classes together.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah. Then I went to Fort Lee, Virginia for my basic Quartermaster training, and then we went to, actually, I went to PX school too, in case I was shipped overseas to work in a PX. Never got that far, but really ended up here in Columbus, and I joined the 401st Quartermaster Battalion. And the closest we came to getting reactivated or activated then was they had something going on overseas at Berlin, and a unit out of Pennsylvania ended up by going. But my unit did not get activated. But they told me over the 4 days administration office, they had our files out and had a red tag around them, so in case that we were going to be activated. The other unit was activated for about a year. But I mentioned about the Cincinnati Defense, they called it a RADCOM. It was a anti-aircraft, I guess, defense system. And so we set up their base, basically, provided them with all their supplies and whatever they had to have. And they had the highest priority. You were talking about with the keys and everything. If you want to get something done, you had to stamp it. You put a RADCAM on it, just shot through. So they were high priority. So I had a total of 8 years, and we're married and had my kids were starting. We had 2 kids, so I should have stuck 2 more years. I would have at least 10 years of service. So that's basically what I did.
Any words of wisdom for the younger generation with regards to the military?
Yes, I think I think it'd be a good idea for a lot of young people to get involved with the service, because they're losing a lot of the history of the country, and they want to get. I think they want to get a piece of what it is to be here in this country, and how to maybe pay to the point that we. I think a lot of the younger generation, they just don't really understand or realize what went on before. My father-in-law served on the Yorktown in World War II. And I have a brother out in California that was also in an infantry unit. He had orders to go to Korea. And thank goodness he didn't go, because it was not a very, very, he was a 2nd lieutenant in the infantry, and they said they didn't make it too long. But anyway, my words of wisdom would be just, I think it's good basic training for everybody. Both discipline and just to let them know that they're doing something for the country.
That's great. Perfect. Well, I appreciate your service.
Okay, thank you.